Today I'm giving you guys my week 16 predictions and also some waiver wire pickups for fantasy football at the end of this video. My voice is still a little bit gone, but thankfully it is getting better. So just stick it out with me through this video. But first of all, we have our Thursday night football game. Denver Broncos versus LA Chargers. This should be a really good game. I have a lot of stakes on the line as well because both of these teams are in the 6th and 7th spot of the wild card right now. Just saying that the Denver Broncos just came off a huge win and the Chargers gave up 40 points to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously the Broncos are on a roll right now. I'm going to pick them. Next we have two Saturday games. The first one is going to be the Texans at Chiefs. I would go ahead and pick the Chiefs if I knew Patrick Mahomes was playing, but I don't know right now. It's probably later on in the week when you guys are watching this, but right now it is Tuesday, so I really don't know anything about his injury status. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Kansas City Chiefs anyways because even with Carson Wentz, I still think they can beat the Houston Texans as long as he protects the ball. It's a big if with Carson Wentz. Then we have a really good game, AFC North rivalry, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Baltimore Ravens. I'm pretty sure the Steelers can clinch the AFC North with a win here. I'm not going to lie, with this divisional rivalry, I feel like neither of these teams are really going to sweep the other. I feel like it barely ever happens. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Baltimore Ravens since the Pittsburgh Steelers won their first matchup. Now we'll move on to our regular Sunday games. First of all, we have the New York Giants versus the Atlanta Falcons. I know the Atlanta Falcons are looking like one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. Just barely won versus the Las Vegas Raiders with Desmond Ridder as a starting quarterback. Again, they are playing the New York Giants, one of the worst teams in football right now. So go ahead and give me the Falcons. The Detroit Lions versus Chicago Bears. Over the past 5 or 6 weeks, the Bears have been close to pulling off some big upsets, but it is the Detroit Lions. They just lost versus the Buffalo Bills as well. I don't see them losing 2 in a row, especially since it's against the Bears. So give me the Lions here. I have the Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals. Browns are probably going to start DTR in this game. And even though I do like DTR, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Bengals. They're on a roll now, winning their past 2 games. And I think they will get this one. It'll still be in the chase for the playoffs, but I don't know if they'll make it because they are so far behind. We have the Tennessee Titans versus Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who is starting for the Titans right now at quarterback because they did replace Will Levis with Mason Rudolph after he threw 3 interceptions. If it is Mason Rudolph, I'm not going to lie, go ahead and give me the Titans here. But if Will Levis is starting, give me the Colts. We have the LA Rams versus the New York Jets. These past few weeks, both of these teams have been looking a lot better. Even though the Jets haven't been really winning games, their offense has been looking a lot better than usual. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick the Jets in the upset. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are finding their rhythm once again, and I think they will put a lot of points up on this Rams team. We have an NFC East divisional rivalry in the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Commanders. I know everybody, including me, was high on the Washington Commanders earlier on in the season, but in the last 4 or 5 weeks, they obviously not been looking the best. Eagles are playing one of their best football right now, so go ahead and give me the Philadelphia Eagles. And then we have the Arizona Cardinals versus my Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to lie, after that 3 losing skid that we went on, but we were very close in those games versus some really good opponents. I thought we would win some games to end the season, but versus the Cowboys, we looked absolutely terrible. Offensive line was bad, running game was bad, passing game was bad, defense was bad, everything was just bad. So for that, I'm going to pick the Cardinals. We have the Vikings versus Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks need to get a win right here if they want to stay in the race for the NFC West divisional title. They could still make it, but the way the Vikings are looking right now, they're not looking like a Super Bowl team that kind of matches their record, but they're still looking really good, especially the passing game. So give me the Vikings. We have the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. I don't think I really need to say anything. Go ahead and give me the Bills. Josh Allen's looking amazing right now. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm kind of going back and forth on this game, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pick the Jaguars. They just looked really good last week. 49ers versus the Miami Dolphins. Both of these teams, we thought were going to do something this season, but it doesn't look like they're going to do absolutely nothing. The Dolphins really looked bad versus the Texans, so go ahead and give me the 49ers. Sunday Night Football, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Dallas Cowboys. Go ahead and give me the Bucs here, even though the Dallas Cowboys have been looking good these past few weeks since they started to run the ball and realized, hey, we need to do this to have success on the offense. They've been looking a lot better, but the Buccaneers just beat a pretty good team in the Chargers and put 40 points on their head, so give me them. And then on December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Green Bay Packers. Go ahead and give me the Packers here. I don't think I really need to say anything about that. They've been looking really good, scoring over 30 points in their past few games. Let's go ahead and hop into our fantasy pickups on the week. First one is going to be Buccaneers rookie wide receiver, Jalen McMillan. I told you guys to pick him up last week after he led the team in targets, but if you didn't, he might still be on the waiver wire for you to pick up this week. He had 21.9 and then just 18.5. 3 touchdowns in the past 2 games. We've been wondering who was going to take place of Chris Godwin once he got injured, and for the most part it was Kate Otten, but now it's looking like it is going to be McMillan. Then we have Aaron Rodgers. Like I said earlier, the Jets have been looking great for the past 2 weeks, especially Rodgers in fantasy. He's had 17.56 and then 30.06. Him and Devontae Adams is getting their connection back. That New York Jets team looks a lot better than they were at the beginning of the year. And we have Jerome Ford, just had a huge game versus the Kansas City Chiefs with 18.4 points. He should be the running back one now for the rest of the season since Nick Chubb is going to be hurting out for the year. We should see some point production like he had earlier in the year since he's getting his carries back now. The last one's going to be Rashad Bateman. I'm not going to lie, Rashad Bateman's kind of been up and down, so I don't love him as a starter unless you don't have anybody to put at the wide receiver position and you just need some depth. At times, he has been looking really good, having 23, 12.3, and then 17.4, but also mixed in there, he had 0 points and then 5. So I don't think he's really trustworthy, but like I said, if you need to just plug and play somebody for this week, if you're in the playoffs or not, he is a decent pickup, a very explosive player downfield. So that's going to be it for this video, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed. A couple of videos are going to be posted between now and Christmas, but if I don't see you guys before then, have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll check you guys out next time. Peace.